Okay, I've got to admit, as a parent, I have had a love-hate relationship with video games. Zach would spend hours parked in front of his television. That was the part that I hated. However, some video games require critical thinking and problem-solving skills.
Oh yeah, and believe it or not, the premise of some video games has been turned into an adventurous, real-life night out of the house. It's called an escape room. And I recently visited Puzzle Over This escape rooms in Berlin to see how it works.
What do Harriet Tubman, Houdini, and Alcatraz have in common? They hold a place in history of escapes. They also hold a place in the lobby at Puzzle Over This escape rooms.
An escape room is a game. It's a live-action game where a group of people will go into a room under the guise of a story, and they're given usually about an hour to find their way out.
Deborah Ennis is the owner of Puzzle Over This. She says the key to getting out of an escape room is found through solving puzzles and riddles. She says escape rooms have become a big deal all over the world within the last couple of years. She discovered her first escape room while on vacation and was anxious to start her own escape room business here.
It was different. It really fits my personality. I'm very creative, love puzzles, and I thought that this would be a really good fit for the area.
So far, Deborah has taken 4 rooms in this formal medical office and transformed each of them into a different themed escape room.
They were all different storylines, they were all different ability levels, all different size groups can come in. We have 2 that are for 2 to 6 people. We have 1 that's for 6 to 10 people, and 1 that is up to 14 people but is split into 2 groups. And they go head to head. So they race not only the clock but each other as well to see who can escape first.
Some of the themes include tiki torture, which Deborah says is the easiest room. Visitors get to take off their shoes and play in the sand. The Impossible escape room is an intermediate room with an Edgar Allan Poe theme. Brains versus Brawn is the room that is split up between teams. And Crime Scene is just what it says. You're part of a team of investigators trying to figure out a suspicious death. Deborah says coming up with the themes and the storylines was fun, but challenging.
It is a process. We need to always keep in mind the storyline, make sure whatever the puzzle it is fits into that storyline and that it flows correctly. When we come up with puzzles, we have to make sure this is done before this. We don't want to give that away without getting this first. So it's a definite process, but a lot of brainstorming, a lot of trial and error, a lot of things work, a lot of things don't. We have to go back to the drawing board and redo.
Deborah and her team are working on additional rooms such as Seascape Asylum and Zombie Carnival. There will even be an escape room for children called Under the Sea.
We have a room that we're setting up for 5 to 9-year-olds. It's great for birthday parties, that type of thing, but mostly 11 years and older. Really. There are some rooms that are a little more difficult. The Crime Scene is a little bit more collaborative thinking, team building, whereas, say, like the Tiki Torture is more of a bounce from puzzle to puzzle to puzzle to puzzle, you know, type of hands-on, go type of thing.
Participants are always being watched through game masters in a control room. They will also feed the room clues if needed. Need a hint? Yes. Puzzle Over This can also host different types of events.
Date night, girls' night out. We could do proposals. We could have a ring at the end instead of the key coming out, you know, to get out of the room. We could have the ring there. We could do baby reveal, gender reveal parties, and again, have the, you know, the pink or blue teddy bear or whatever it is at the end.
Deborah says they even host corporate team building sessions.
Anytime, you know, coworkers, friends, family, anybody wants to get together, this is something different.
Now, I asked Deborah about changing the stories as people come back for a second and third visit. She says with 9 rooms, she probably won't have to change the stories until after about a year. And Jimmy, Deborah is using actually thrift store finds and things she's finding around the community to create this room. She wants to keep kind of a local theme in all of the rooms, which is kind of cool.
It sounds like, do they get you started somehow, or do they just walk in and close the door?
They walk in and close the door, but they're
Really?
always there, so they're watching you. So if you're struggling, you know, they'll help you out if you need it.